On the crisp, clear night of the 24th of March, 2025, something quite remarkable unfolded in the skies above the United Kingdom. As people gazed upwards, a strange and beautiful light began to appear. It was not a familiar star, nor was it the gentle glow of the moon. This was something different, something that stopped people in their tracks and made them reach for their phones. The phenomenon was seen across a vast swathe of the country, from the bustling streets of Greater Manchester to the rolling hills of Derbyshire and the broad landscapes of Yorkshire. It wasn't just a local curiosity. Reports flooded in from Lancashire and Staffordshire, and even further afield in places like Slovenia and Sweden. The light itself was mesmerizing. It wasn't just a static point, but a dynamic, swirling pattern, almost like a whirlpool made of light suspended against the dark canvas of space. Witnesses described a bright, central orb that seemed to spin slowly, elegantly. Around this core, a misty, ethereal halo of light expanded, forming delicate rings that pulsed with a soft glow. For a few brief, captivating minutes, this celestial ballet played out for anyone who happened to be looking up. It was a shared experience that connected strangers across counties and countries, all united by the same question: what in the universe were they looking at? The movement of the object was just as perplexing as its appearance. It didn't streak across the sky like a meteor, nor did it blink and cruise like an aeroplane. Instead, it moved with a slow, deliberate grace, rotating on its own axis as it traversed the heavens. Some observers even noted what looked like smaller, star-like points of light dancing around the main spiral, adding another layer of mystery to the spectacle. The event lasted for roughly 2 minutes, a fleeting moment in cosmic terms, but long enough to be captured in countless photographs and videos, and to be seared into the memory of all who saw it. Then, as suddenly as it had appeared, it was gone. The light simply faded away into the blackness, leaving behind a sky that looked perfectly ordinary once more. But for those on the ground, the feeling of wonder and confusion lingered. In an age where the sky is filled with known objects, satellites, planes, and planets, this was a genuine anomaly. The shared sighting sparked an immediate flurry of activity online, as thousands took to social media to share their stories, compare their observations, and speculate on the origins of the beautiful, swirling apparition that had briefly turned the night sky into a stage for the unknown. The descriptions from those who witnessed the event were wonderfully varied, yet they all painted a picture of something truly extraordinary. People used evocative language to try and capture what they had seen, calling it a whirlpool of lights or a swirling thing that defied any simple explanation. One family in Radcliffe, Greater Manchester, admitted they were freaked out as they watched the object move and then vanish without a trace. The sheer strangeness of it was unsettling, yet many also found it to be absolutely beautiful, a moment of unexpected magic in an otherwise normal evening. The sight was both awe-inspiring and slightly unnerving in equal measure. In Denton, another witness provided a detailed account that mirrored many others. They described seeing one bright thing with white misty rings round it, confirming the visual of a central orb and its surrounding halo. They noted how it was moving slow for ages, then completely disappeared, which highlighted the unusual, almost lazy trajectory of the light. This slow, rotational movement was a key point of confusion for many. It didn't behave like a conventional aircraft or even a typical rocket launch trail, which often appear as a straight, ascending line of light. The object's gentle, spiraling dance was what made it feel so alien, so otherworldly to so many people. The immediate reaction for a significant number of observers was that they were witnessing a genuine, unidentified flying object, or UFO. When we see something in the sky that doesn't fit our known patterns of planes, satellites, or astronomical bodies, it's a natural human response to consider possibilities that lie outside our everyday experience. The idea of visitors from another world is a powerful and enduring one, and for a few minutes on that March night, it felt like a plausible reality for many. The sheer scale of the sighting, across such a wide area, only added weight to the idea that this was something significant, something beyond a simple trick of the light. This speculation fueled a massive online conversation. Social media platforms were ablaze with videos and eyewitness accounts, each one adding a piece to the puzzle. People debated whether it could be a secret military craft, a natural atmospheric phenomenon, or something else entirely. Even those who were skeptical of an extraterrestrial explanation struggled to find an immediate, logical answer. The event served as a powerful reminder that despite our scientific progress, the night sky still holds the capacity to surprise us, to present us with mysteries that ignite our collective imagination and leave us searching for answers. In the immediate aftermath of the sighting, people's minds raced to find an explanation for the captivating spiral of light. For many, the most exciting and immediate thought was that it was a UFO. The object's slow, rotating movement and its ethereal, almost perfectly circular shape didn't match anything people were used to seeing. It seemed too structured for a natural event, but too strange for a conventional aircraft. The idea that we were being visited by an intelligence from beyond our planet is a story as old as the stars themselves, and for a short while, it felt like a genuine possibility, sparking both fear and exhilaration across the country. Another popular theory pointed towards rockets or missile tests. People with some knowledge of aerospace activities suggested it could be a rocket launch gone wrong, or perhaps a secret military exercise. This idea gained some traction because the object's appearance did have a certain technological feel to it. The thought of a malfunctioning missile spinning out of control over populated areas was a worrying one, but it seemed more grounded in reality than an alien visitation. The history of the Cold War is filled with stories of mysterious lights that turned out to be missile tests, so this explanation had a historical precedent that made it seem plausible to many. Of course, other, less dramatic possibilities were also considered. Some wondered if it could be a rare weather phenomenon, like a particularly unusual form of ball lightning or a uniquely shaped lenticular cloud illuminated by a distant light source. Others suggested it might be space debris burning up as it re-entered Earth's atmosphere, breaking apart in a peculiar way. Sky lanterns, or even a sophisticated drone display were also put forward as potential causes. These explanations are often the real culprits behind strange sightings, but in this case, the sheer size, altitude, and widespread nature of the event made most of them seem unlikely to be the correct answer. The mystery deepened as experts began to weigh in. Astronomers and sky-watching enthusiasts were initially just as puzzled as the general public. While they were quick to dismiss the more fanciful theories, they needed time to gather data and analyze the evidence. The key was to match the time and location of the sightings with known events, such as satellite deployments, aircraft movements, or rocket launches. The search for an answer became a collaborative effort, combining the eyewitness accounts of ordinary people with the technical knowledge of scientists. Everyone was waiting for an official explanation that could finally solve the riddle of the swirling sky spiral. After a period of intense speculation, the official explanation arrived, and it was just as fascinating as any of the theories. Experts at the Met Office, along with astronomical authorities, confirmed the source of the mysterious light. It was not an alien craft, but something entirely human-made. A SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket. The rocket had been launched much earlier from Cape Canaveral in Florida, carrying a spy satellite for the US National Reconnaissance Office. The spectacle seen over the UK wasn't the launch itself, but a beautiful and rarely seen after-effect that occurred high above the Earth, many hours later. It was a perfect storm of physics and perspective. The stunning spiral was created by a process known as fuel venting. After the rocket's second stage had delivered its payload into orbit, it needed to get rid of any leftover fuel. This excess propellant was vented into the vacuum of space. As it was released, the tiny droplets of fuel instantly froze, forming a vast, expanding cloud of ice crystals. Because the rocket stage was likely rotating slowly to maintain stability, this cloud of frozen particles was cast outwards in a perfect spiral shape. The timing was crucial. Although it was dark on the ground in the UK, the rocket was so high up that its icy plume was still illuminated by the sun, which had not yet set at that altitude. This phenomenon, while rare, is not without precedent. In fact, very similar events have been documented in the past, almost always linked to rocket launches or missile tests. A nearly identical spiral was seen over parts of the United States in 2023, which was also caused by excess fuel being vented from a SpaceX rocket. An even more famous example occurred over Norway in December 2009, when a misfiring Russian Bulava missile created a spectacular white spiral that baffled onlookers. Each time, the conditions have to be just right. A rocket venting fuel at high altitude in the twilight hours, where it can catch the sun's rays and become visible to people in the darkness below. Ultimately, events like the Great UK Spiral of 2025 reveal our deep and enduring curiosity about the cosmos. We are pattern-seeking creatures, and when we see something that defies easy explanation, our imagination takes flight. We look for answers in folklore, in science fiction, and in science itself. While the initial thought might be of aliens or conspiracies, the true explanation is often a surprising and elegant display of physics. It shows us that even in our modern, well-understood world, the universe can still present us with moments of profound beauty and mystery, reminding us that there are always new wonders to be found if we just remember to look up.